Did you feel some type of shock connection when you got the news about Avicii?
Very much so. I think, growing up in Sweden, Avicii was one of, if not the biggest star and sort of role model for a lot of kids, including myself. And I was, listening to all his music, loving it. So it was definitely a very big shock for me when that happened, and really put a big focus on mental health, really. So for me, and it really shows as well that no matter how successful you are, how famous you are, or whatever, that doesn't matter. Mental health is still there, right? So I think that put a lot of focus on it, and for me, when his father started the Avicii Foundation, I've been doing things together with them, and really try and help from my side to put focus on it, because it's such an important area that I think gets more and more important every year with the world we're living in. So it's definitely opened my eyes more to it when it happened, and I've been very, very happy that I've been able to help out in some ways.
I know you have a lot of fans still back in Sweden because that's where you're from. Do you feel like, the work that you've been able to do with Avicii's foundation, with his father, but, just mental health in general, being able to break that stigma, have you seen a change back home? I don't know how often you go back to Sweden, but have you seen it change?
Yeah, I think it's changing, but it's changing slowly. I think in the sports world in general, we're talking more about it, which is great. But I think still the problem I see is a lot of people think about it, like I said earlier, like a weakness, but it's not. It's a strength to be able to talk about it and be open about it. And I think the more people talk about it, the more we focus on it, that's going to be, that stigma is going away. And I think, like I said, it's going away, but it's going slowly away. But it's, hopefully we'll get better and better.
I travel the country, do, live shows with colleges, high schools, and it is inspiring to see the younger generations talk about it way more than we ever did. People can make fun of them for being on TikTok and Instagram too much, but they are teaching me things about mental health every show that I do. I mentioned going back to Sweden. That's where you found your mental coach, right?
Yeah. So I've had, to be honest, I've had multiple different mental coaches over the years. But yeah, the one I have now is actually, I contacted him like the week after I won the Indy 500. So I win the Indy 500, biggest race in the world. And the first thing I was thinking about was how mentally draining that was, and how my mental strength in that moment was really the deciding factor in me winning that race. So I'm always curious to learn more about it. So I contacted him. He's very successful, won many Olympic gold medals in Sweden with athletes in Sweden. Stig Wiklund is his name. So I'm working with him. Very good. And he's focusing a lot on the personal side. Right? Not so much on the professional side, but on the personal side, to make sure you have a good, healthy mental health. Really. But also here in America, I try and pick up the pieces and learn as much as I can on the mental side. So I'm always very curious about it.